Husband smash.
1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi at the families. Tell them to get to the next room. Tell them to go to your neighbors because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs in your Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
Me, Rob. I made it today. Hey.
No more snowy drives and all. Is the snow gone in Jersey already? I know it's like...
It was a high of 27 today.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not gone yet, yeah.
And depending on where you were, like some people got like 4 to 6 inches, some people got like 8, 10.
Whoa.
Yeah. But
it's a bit personal.
Yeah. Every part of Jersey was great equally.
I'll tell you, it was absolutely horrendous here today. I had to put a light jacket on in Florida. It was just, yeah.
Really for you.
Yeah.
I had to go to
a high of 67, and it's currently 58 right now.
Yeah, I was in Bronx, Harlem, and Manhattan today. It was cold.
Yeah. This is why I'm in Florida. So
and tomorrow's not much better.
Listen, guys, we got a lot to go over with you guys. So we got Jaxson Dart getting frustrated with the concussion protocol. I'm sure the reverse is probably true as well. The concussion protocol is probably frustrated with Dart, let's be honest. We got a couple of candidates to go over here. We gave you guys a whole list of a lot of the top names here. We got a couple more to go over today that have been listed by Dan Rossini over the weekend there. Also, of course, we got our recap of the week 15 here. We talk about 16 teams that, unlike the Giants, know how to win. Yes. I went there. Anyway, let's break it down here for you guys. All righty, so let's start off with Jaxson Dart here, because Giants fans, this is the kind of moment that really can change some things here. Jaxson Dart is really openly questioning why he keeps getting pulled for concussion checks. Yeah, and of course, this time it happened at a 1st and goal on the 2 when the Giants needed him the most. Now, first off, we got to start with, at least I got to start off because you weren't there to flip out. I flipped out. I'm having to get a little bit of apology here to Kafka. A little bit. I'm not going to go full on apology, but a little bit of apology. We mentioned this multiple times whenever we talk about stuff with the team. We're not in the huddle. We don't know the play call. We say that very openly quite often on things. We all assumed that it was a designed run for Jaxson Dart at that goal line stance. Here's what he said. He said, I tried to put a little trick pass on it. They did a good job of covering it, so didn't want to make a bad play worse by forcing the ball. Just try to get back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not really sure what the reason was I had to come out of the game. It was just it was weird. I don't understand it. So first off, we got to apologize to Kafka because I flipped out that he was even doing that play. That's apparently on him. Though I will say it's on the coaching staff, the fact that he still feels the need to run for it on 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. We've clearly said he should not be in that scenario. And other plays as well. So he gets a partial apology because we didn't know the play. We just assumed it was a design run. It looked like a design run. That's for damn sure. Off of that now. He only gets half apology because he's been a crappy interim coach. But Jaxson Dart, It was weird. I don't understand it. You don't understand it? How about don't take the goddamn hits you don't got to take?
Exactly.
I mean, part of the thing is he's got to realize is that there's something they're seeing in him specifically. And I don't want to sit there and say he's got to hide it better. But if they're pulling him, it's because they see something. Whether it's the way he's acting, whether it's the way he's taking a hit, they're seeing something. And I think it's a little dangerous for him to do that and to kind of call them out when this is literally a protocol to stop him from turning into a vegetable.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
listen, I was what is he, 22 now? 20, 21, 22, around there?
something like that.
When I was 21, 22, and Rob can attest to this, I was a moron.
Still are.
I'm a goofball now. It's different. But
Appreciate.
I did all kinds of stupid things. I didn't do things I should have done to protect myself from injury, things that I regret doing now. Like being power bombed on a flaming cake pan that's on a steel chair probably was a bad idea.
Jumping off the ladders to smash someone else through a table.
Yeah,
Terrible idea.
That kind of stuff you do in your 20s. In your 40s, you just think about it. You go, oh my God, that hurts just thinking about it. What the hell? Why would I do that?
When I was young and spry.
Yeah, like we all did stupid stuff. He needs to recognize this is being done for his own protection. And I get it that at that age, you don't think about that stuff because you think you're invincible. But somewhere down the line, you're going to pay the penalty for everything you do. And this is something that literally the concussion protocol is there to protect him. And I don't know if you got to make him sit down with somebody who's got the ramifications of not caring about their body. Like maybe that's what it is. And I don't want to be a jerk about it. Like, I don't want to like look at this. This could be you. The guy's like, huh? Like I don't want that kind of scenario to be rude about it. But you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's something there should be a program like that to teach these kids. And I don't know what they have in rookie protocols. They go through a whole rigmarole of different training and stuff like that. So for all I know, the Giants or the NFL itself has something like this for rookies already. But if they do, it certainly didn't seem strong enough to work.
It's hard because that's who Dart is. That's how he plays the game. So you're trying to take that out of him. It's like it's a trade. It's a learning process, but that's something that should have been worked on before he even became a starter.
Yeah, well, I would say blame Kiffin, but he left. he left Ole Miss now. You can't blame him. It's just like I said, it just seems a little crazy. He goes on to say this definitely wasn't the first time that I was surprised that I had to come out. But but I was definitely surprised. Just didn't feel like that was a big of a hit at all. Obviously, just the situation we're in, 1st and goal in the 2, that's a big thing that happens in the game. So I was definitely surprised. Yeah. Surprised. Again, they saw something. Like they're not doing it by because they just feel like it.
Yeah, stop leading with your noggin.
Yeah.
And just learn to slide a little bit. I've been preaching that for weeks now.
Don't tell me first off on that 1st and goal he was looking to get back to the line of scrimmage too.
He's looking for a touchdown.
He was looking for the touchdown, and I get that, and we love that he wants the touchdown. We love that he gets touchdowns, which is very rare for Giants quarterbacks. We've had 6 years of Daniel Jones. We're still confused by this, but
what is this? Points on the board? 6th and 1.
But you got to protect yourself. You got to, And he goes on to say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't see people getting taken out of the game like that. I definitely feel like there's a sensitivity for some reason. I'm talking about him being targeted. And it's like, dude, if you're being targeted, it's because you put the goddamn target on your back.
100%.
This is not, let me be very clear, it is not on the concussion protocol, people. That's on him. 100% on him. Because he's taking these big hits, and he had the one obviously against the Bears that was an obvious concussion. Like we all said, before he even got up to the next play, like what is he even going out there next time the Giants had the football? Like this kid clearly had a concussion.
Yeah.
That's the ironic part about it. The one time he definitely had a concussion, the NFL didn't even catch it. That's the one thing I'll give him.
Fair.
Like he's literally lying on the ground or fumbling the ball, not even moving for a second. Like that's what should be discussed in this whole scenario, because you took him out for a hit. And again, if you saw something, take care of the player is more important than the game, and I mean that even as a fan, that is more important than the game.
I wonder if it's because they know that they knew they messed up, and he missed 2 weeks of football, not 1 week. It's just typical with the concussion protocol. But he missed 2 weeks. They're probably like, "Oh, I guess we're going to have to baby this guy." And
but
every little hit,
for that big hit he took in New England at all. As I'm saying, they had to have seen something. I don't think there's anything nefarious going on here. I just had to point out the fact that the one time it was quite obvious he had a goddamn concussion. Like he's lying on the ground like this when like he fumbled the ball. Like that's not him. Let's be very frank. That is not him. That kid's a competitor. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because it is a compliment. Not everyone is. There's no way in hell he fumbles the ball and go running towards the ball trying to help get it back.
Yeah,
the guy.
Or definitely hurt, because he fights for every inch.
Yeah, I just like I said, I just think it's very dangerous talk for him to have that kind of conversation, that kind of attitude about concussion protocol when it's there to protect him. I hope the NFL is more serious about taking care of players in general, not just Jaxson Dart, because for any of y'all that see the old timers, they played the game 40 years ago, 50 years ago. It's not the same as meeting a baseball player. These guys are not the same. They're not in good physical shape, a lot of them. That's why it's funny to talk about Carl Banks a lot on the show. I give Carl Banks a lot of credit because Carl Banks did play, 35, 40 years ago. He's the only one I've met ever that's like that kind of like old timer in the game and stuff like that there. Well, he probably hate me calling him an old timer, but it is what it is. Yeah. But he's the only one I've ever met that like wasn't like this when you try to like shake his hand and all. Like he can't even like extend his hand fully out, like seem to have full motion and everything still. Like a lot of these guys are battered and bruised like that. I met I think I've told the story before where when I met Dan Hampton at an event in Chicago years ago, a Hall of Famer from the Bears, from the 85 Bears and all. You could just see like the stiffness his whole body had, like just moving was something he had to work to do, basically. Like and listen, happy guy, nicest guy you'll ever meet. But like I said, I just think that the NFL needs to do more to protect the players, and the fact that I could get a player in a very big role calling out the NFL for trying to protect him, that's kind of a sad state. I hope someone sits down with him and has that conversation.
Yeah. Hope so. Hey, listen, we get your competitor, but let's talk about how you talk about the guys trying to protect you.
Yeah. You want to compete? Don't do stupid things. You can stay competing.
Exactly.
So, all right, guys, let's get the next one here. Again, we talked about there's some new names that we're going to go over with you tonight because there was a whole list of coaching candidates. I don't know why it became big news. Ooh, he's the coaching candidate. None of these guys are anything out of the ordinary. Like these are all people that we kind of expected at one point to get an interview. So we have two that were on the list that we didn't do on our initial list. So because everybody's talking about it, we will include them because they are legit candidates. And I do think there are people that Giants will bring in at some point for discussion. The first is Marcus Freeman. Because listen, if the Giants want a true culture reset, which they better, Marcus Freeman is the kind of swing that can change the building fast. But there's one giant risk you cannot ignore when you go from elite college CEO to NFL Sundays. Like that giant risk? Oh, yes. Now, Marcus is one of the younger guys out there looking for a head coaching position, potentially in the NFL. Again, he can stay in Notre Dame and we have no problem too, probably. But 39 years old. He was actually a former linebacker at Ohio State. He's a 5th-round pick by the Bears in 2009. He was cut before the season began, and then spent time with the Bills and the Texans and their practice squad. In 2010, he went to go sign on with the Colts, and they discovered he actually had an enlarged heart and had to retire.
He was the opposite of the Grinch.
I was about to say, very un-Grinch-like for the Christmas season, isn't it? And he went right into coaching. Graduate assistant for the Ohio State Buckeyes in 2010. Went to Kent State for a couple of years to be their linebacker coach. Purdue. Eventually at Purdue became the co-defensive coordinator. Was a defensive coordinator at Cincinnati for a few years. And then got signed on to be the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame back in 21. Now, that is the last year before he became the head coach, because Brian Kelly left at that point. So he became the head coach, actually coached him in the bowl game that year in 21, and has been the head coach ever since. So, listen, I'm not going to tell you this guy's a top candidate for me, but there's a lot of people that like him. Here's the pros and cons. The pros: strong leadership and motivational skills. You see it in what he does in college. He's changed the culture of that place as well. Like the record has really improved since he got there. Been very good at developing talent. Guys that come in and you see the improvement over the years are there. The players love him. Talk about communication and how good he is with that. Here's the concerns. No coaching experience in the NFL. That's a big one for me. I gotta tell you, that's a right there. I'm done. I don't want him. Like, no offense, he could be a great coach, but I don't want to take that risk. Not when I have a quarterback already. So,
I would want to hear more about it, but I won't say it's a red flag, but you get the yellow card. That's
like two red flags for me. I'm done.
Yeah, he's got a good resume. Obviously, the kids like him in the program. He's done a good job scouting. He's done a great job developing like a structure with these people.
Yep.
But college is also way different than the NFL. So
it is. As far as a coach, there's been some questions about some of his strategic aggressiveness and in-game adjustments. So I'm not as worried about that because you get a staff that can take care of that part. That doesn't scare me. He's got an issue with a lot of the guys as far as having success when they go from Notre Dame to the pros. If you think about it, Notre Dame's been that school that like always you get some big name studs from. You can't exactly say that in the last 5 years there's been a lot of them. So that's one knock on him, because he's literally trying to teach these kids to play college. They go to the pros, doesn't seem to translate. So can you sit there and say him going to the pros wouldn't translate either? It's a valid question. It's a question. Either side of the coin of the opinion is correct there. But listen, I do think someone's going to make him a head coach in the NFL eventually. I really do. He's going to need a strong offensive coordinator, because he's a 100% defensive background guy. He'd be the kind of guy that, like, let's say, for example, you had a team that had like a veteran, solid, set quarterback, and you need a new coach to kind of help take you to the next level. Like, that's maybe a guy I would go with. Like, hey, let me just fix the defense. You continue what you're doing in offense. We're going to get everything going. We're going to change the culture here. That's the kind of situation I see him more in.
Yeah.
But that's what I just look at. And again, there's going to be a learning curve. He's never coached in the NFL at all, at any level. He barely even played in the NFL. He never played in an NFL game. So, like I said, there's going to be a curve, I feel like, for him. And that's why I don't want him. I don't want the curve. I don't need the curve. I want a guy who can hit the ground running and not waste another year or two of Jaxson Dart's rookie contract.
Yeah, you need a variable-esque kind of coach to come in here.
Yeah. So
just change everything right away.
Yeah, and like I said, I think there's a spot for him. I really do. If he wants it. I just don't think the Giants is that spot. He's going to be a boom or bust kind of guy, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, and if you want to take the next level, sure, great. We're not trying to take the next level. We're trying to get to the first level.
Yeah, get back to like just a winning season.
That's it. Oh, you can have winning seasons?
Yeah.
I've
Multiple ones back to back.
I've heard rumors of these winning seasons, you say. All right. Next one up. Jeff Hafley checks a lot of boxes for the Giants. Ones they usually like, NFL background, defensive structure, leadership, reputation. But the big question there is whether he's a coordinator, hot name, the guy that everybody wants to talk to, or is he an actual real head coach solution? And there's question marks here too as well, guys. 46 years old, from Montvale, New Jersey. Was a wide receiver in college at Siena. Weird. Again, defensive background guy, was a wide receiver.
It's weird because sometimes it does make sense because as a good receiver, what do you want? You want to know how that defense is going to work, so you study how the defense works as you make your routes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it. It's just funny when that works out that way,
It is.
So he started his coaching career at Worcester Polytechnic Institute back in 2001. So running backs coach that year. Then went to Albany, was a defensive assistant for a couple of years, and then a defensive backs coach for a couple of years. Goes to Pittsburgh, does the same thing. Couple of years as a defensive assistant, couple of years as a defensive backs coach. Then goes to Rutgers to be their defensive backs coach for a year. And then goes to Tampa to be the assistant defensive backs coach for the Bucks. And then becomes the next year the actual defensive backs coach. Defensive backs coach for the Bears for a couple of years, for the 49ers for a couple of years. Then goes off to Ohio State.
Ohio.
Now, there he becomes the defensive coordinator, the co-defensive coordinator, I should say, sorry, and the defensive backs coach. Parlays that into a head coaching gig. So at least we got some head coaching experience here. But it's not good.
Yeah.
He goes to Boston College, which is traditionally a pretty, decent school. And yeah, it did not go well. It did not go well at all. His record at Boston College was 22-26. He had 2 seasons above 500. That's it. 2 years in 4 seasons. Like, that's a perennial above 500 team that goes like a bowl game every single year kind of situation. He was 3-9 1 year.
We just went through that. Don't want to see that again.
Yeah. So he leaves that ranks, goes off to the Green Bay Packers, and has been their defensive coordinator for the last couple of years. So strengths and weaknesses here. He is considered to be an elite defensive strategist. Obviously very good with the modern NFL. He's kind of want to consider one of the pioneers of some of the moves you do to stop the passing game nowadays. Very good as far as player communication. Blends NFL experience and head coaching experience from college, if you want to tell that a good thing considering his record. And again, he's one of the hot names here, so to speak. So the concerns would be, though, the fact that, again, he's got limited head coaching experience. At least he has some, but he's got none at the NFL level. And he wasn't successful in college as a head coach.
But sometimes
he really hasn't done much at offense.
Yeah, that's like, I would entertain the idea of talking to him. But yeah, he also, so it's a yellow flag for me, the yellow card.
You know what?
He has head coaching experience. It wasn't good, but sometimes that's what people need to be good. They need to fall on their face. So now, like, he may have, learned from mistakes he made. All right, I had a terrible offensive coordinator down in Boston, or up in Boston. Shipping up to Boston. Anyway. But now he knows, all right, I need to bring in some good coordinators, or I can't have my hand in the cookie jar all over the place. Like, let these guys do their job here. I need to trust these guys to do their job. Let me work over here with these guys. Because sometimes new head coaches, they don't let go of play calling. Looking at you, Daves. So,
yeah, I just feel like, leaving aside the fact he doesn't have a lot of experience, obviously, in the offensive side, which is an issue for me, because I don't see like he has this great relationship with somebody he can bring with him. My issue is he did not do good. Like, that's all it is. Like, he had a shot, he blew it. Some people are just coordinators. I just feel like the more I look into what this guy's done, I feel like that's where he's at. And he's a damn good coordinator, guys. I don't need a coordinator. Well, I do need a coordinator. It's a whole separate issue. But I need a head coach first.
Yeah.
So, not the guy. Not the guy. And listen, somebody will probably give him another chance somewhere eventually. I just feel like that's what's going to happen. But it's time. It's time to admit that some guys, because they're great coordinators, you don't just all of a sudden go, "Oh, this guy's a great coordinator. Let's go ahead and make him a head coach." Maybe he's just a great coordinator. Like, you ever work with somebody who's like really, really good, and then he gets promoted, and then he's like, "Whoa, we sucked at that."
Yeah.
We've all dealt with that at some point in our careers.
Sometimes that stud employee that, a great tire salesman just doesn't make it as a tire salesman manager.
Exactly. Or
sometimes they thrive at it.
Or like, sometimes you have a great vacuum salesman, but he can't sell mops. Like, it just happens.
One's wet, one's dry. One sucks, one wipes.
It is what it is, guys. So
at the end of the day, it's not going to work.
That's it. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and pay the bills real quick, and then we'll right back. I'm going to give you guys our weekly recap here for you of all the action from Week 15. So,
thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
all righty, guys. Let's get into the recap here because, listen, Week 15 wasn't just crazy; it was potentially season-altering, and potentially next season-altering for some guys as well, with blowouts, shutouts, and one injury headline that could literally change a lot of the future of the NFL here. So, listen, the very first one, we always do it Thursday night. We do the quick one. It's a while ago. You probably already watched the game. You probably know what happened. So simple enough.
We talked about it last time we were on the show.
Falcons beat the Buccaneers 29-28, and just Kirk Cousins had his final good game of his career, probably. And it is what it is. Kyle Pitts went off. So,
yeah.
Let's take the first one, Rob.
I see what you're doing there.
What?
Talking about upset city, which is kind of the theme of the 1 o'clock games. Because
Oh my god, I
1
did do
o'clock
it.
games.
I just went odd even to see real quick. I was just trying to be nice. I really didn't even.
It's all right. It doesn't matter because if I miss the
Let me
Green Bay
take the
game
first
now,
one.
this game, no, it's cool. Anyway, the 1 o'clock slot, 1 o'clock slots were pretty much all decided by blowouts, and then you go to the 4 o'clock games, and pretty much all of them were pretty close, within a few with a few points, not a few scores. Multiple score difference in the 1 o'clock games. Talking about the first one, the NFC North champions.
Ooh.
Thus far, it doesn't look good for Green Bay. We'll talk about them later. Sorry, babe, but the Bears put a shot. Bears. Can you say this like better than 85 Bears right now? Oh God. Yeah, this one didn't even look close from any point of it. It's not too many highlights you really want to go over. Cleve Williams actually looked somewhat decent in the pocket. Caleb Williams, Cleve, whatever.
Cleve's brother.
He
pretty good.
He did a good job extending plays out of that backfield. He also threw for 242 yards with 2 touchdowns. Devontae Swift had a good rushing game, also 2 touchdowns with 98 rushing yards. And DJ Moore had 2 receiver touchdowns. That Browns defense just did not show up. You had turnover city from the Bears, and they capitalized when really the Sanders couldn't get anything really going for him. And it just wasn't good out. This is true. He had a couple interceptions.
Yeah. I think the only really big storyline that's positive for the Browns is the fact that you got, again, another 1.5 sacks by Myles Garrett, who's literally 1 sack away now from tying Strahan and Watts.
And on a terrible team, too. It's not like they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he's done it pretty much the second half of the season.
And he's got 3 more games to go. Like, I have a feeling there's a pretty good chance here that he's going to be the all-time single-season sacks leader when this whole thing's said and done. Like, it's amazing what he's done there. And what's really crazy, as you said, he didn't do a lot to start. He had 4 sacks to the. I should say this. It doesn't have a lot for him to start. He had 4 sacks in 6 games.
Yeah, like super slow start, and then it was like 12 in the month of 12 in the month
5
of November.
Against the Patriots, then 1 against the Jets, then 4 against the Ravens, 3 against the Raiders, and ever since then he's done 1.5 a game.
That's all he has to do. That's really all he has to do.
Like, and especially when you're playing against a team that's getting beat. Like, once the second half hits, these guys are just going ahead and running the ball. They're trying to get the clock down, and he's still doing it. Absolutely amazing. This is quite possibly the best season a pass rusher has ever had that I've seen.
Yeah. Stellar.
I don't mean like seen in diapers. I know someone's going to bring up LT or something like that. Like, listen, I watched LT. I was a little kid at the time. I didn't get to appreciate what I was watching as much as I can appreciate what I'm watching with Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. So, all right. Next game. We got the Ravens at the Bengals, which, listen, I thought that'd be a damn good game potentially.
So did I.
2 teams get together.
Especially 2 weeks ago when they played in November, and it was that close game where the Bengals squeak out a win.
Yeah.
Oof.
And this was a great game if you're a Ravens fan. So the Ravens won 24-0. Listen, Kyle Van Noy intercepted Joe Burrow. Got an 84-yard pick 6 return. I mean, it's insanity here. Derrick Henry over 100 yards and just 11 carries. Like, it was a really bad game for the Bengals. And it's once again reignited the rumors of Joe Burrow being traded. And I got to say, I know Joe Burrow won't say it publicly, but I'm going to say it on behalf of Joe Burrow. Trade him. You have no clue what you're doing, Bengals. And that's coming from a Giants fan. Like, I thought we were bad. I thought we were bad. The Bengals team makes us look like we got our shit together. They can't get a defense going. They can't get an offensive line going. They put all their wide receivers for them.
The defense should have been the worst of the year, but they've stepped up a little bit. They're not the worst. They've kept them in some games.
Worst.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I just feel bad for the guy. I really do. I think it's just not right. Like at this point, he should get out for his own sake. But I just don't know if it's something that they're going to be able to figure out. Like it's a big contract. You're going to have to ask a lot for him, obviously. Plus, if you're the Bengals, how do you look at your fans and say, "Yeah, we traded Joe Burrow"?
It's got to be like one of those, which they don't come around often, but it's got to be like one of those Matt Stafford, Jared Goff trades. Like both teams won with that.
No, because I mean, what quarterback are you going to get though for him?
I don't know. That's what
I think the bigger thing is the rumor is the Jets. We've talked about the Jets with us with the first overall pick, obviously, but it's like the Jets have all the ammunition to go get anybody they need.
I don't know. But if you're Joe Burrow, why would you want to go to the Jets?
Because they have 5 first round picks.
If you're having a tough enough time in Cincinnati, why would you want to come to the Jets? The Jets organization has not been able to get it together.
Imagine if like you're like a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. Like who'd you play for? The Jets and the Bengals. What the Browns weren't available? Like what the hell? Like really?
Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. Couldn't get anything going there.
Well, Aaron Rodgers wasn't going in Pittsburgh either. I mean, it's like
he's winning more games than he did for the Jets.
That's not saying much, but
it's not.
I'm just saying. I just feel like he needs to get out for his own benefit. He needs to get the hell out. It's not fair. I really feel bad for the guy. Like I really think he's a really goddamn good quarterback. Like one of the best.
One of the best. It's like, all right, well, we have no offensive line. Our defense can't seem to get together to get right tackles. We do have some playmakers out there and receiving. At least he's got Jamar Chase. Jets don't have that. He's literally going to be like, there's no defense with the Jets. There's no offensive line with the Jets. The coaching staff has their heads up their ass.
It's a better defense the Bengals have.
That's very arguably. You can make
that both crappy around. Here, I'm going to throw this at you, Rob. The Bengals call you up. You're Joe Shane or whoever we hired to replace Joe Shane. I'll give you Burrow for Dart in your first round pick. You got to think about it, don't you? You got to think about it.
You have to respect the thought, but not the first. And that's I like Dart a lot, but you have Burrow that's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Depends where he plays.
I'm not still in the Hall of Fame still for him, but I'm just saying, like that's I just want to put.
If he traded to the Jets, he's not going there. He's very talented, but if you put him on the Jets, there's no way he's going to the Hall of Fame.
I get it. I'm just saying in general, though, I'm trying to put it in perspective for people. Like I would take that trade in a heartbeat. I would literally trade the first overall pick in the draft plus Jaxson Dart for him.
Because the only thing you have to talk about then is the cap space that he's going to come with at the second half.
I'll figure it out.
For the number 1 overall pick, and if $50 million next year.
Done. I'll figure it out.
$60 million.
I'll figure it out.
Listen, he's a proven assassin.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just want to put it in perspective of how good this player is, because I feel like people forget it because he's got injured. The Bengals haven't done their part for him on their side. Like, I just said, like, we got to kind of keep that in perspective what he is. The fact that we've had to think about it just tells you how good he is.
Without doubt. Nowhere I can see him going. Saints.
So, I saw we had in here the Let's Skull crew here. We're going to talk about popping on their show with them potentially later this week here. But, yeah, the Vikings. Could you imagine with the Vikings?
Yeah, that's...
Like just set him up for the Super Bowl right there.
They definitely. Well, the Vikings got to figure out JJ McCarthy.
They wouldn't have to. We got Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they would trade him away.
You trade him in the trade. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the next game. We're not a Bengals podcast. It's just an interesting topic. It's just an interesting topic because I really think that you could see potentially one of the best players to ever get traded in the NFL. Like literally one of the best players to ever get traded in the NFL.
And there's comments too. Like he put out something Sunday saying like, "Oh yeah, like I'm having fun playing the game." This that, and they kind of come back and like retweet or something. Apologize. Like that wasn't meant towards anything towards the Bengals organization.
Yeah,
it was like it's really weird.
I said I just the whole situation is crazy. All right,
yeah. All right, up next. Talk about a tough loss.
Whoa.
The Chiefs, for the first time in over 10 years, eliminated from the playoffs. I'm not going to bore you guys too much because I'm sure you heard it all over ESPN. The biggest takeaway from this game is Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. Wow.
Yeah.
Probably because who he is, what position he plays. There's a strong possibility. I think he might be back week 1. Is he 100%?
I don't think he's back week 1. I really don't.
He goes right away, goes right to surgery. It fits in that timeline. But the question is
surgery. That's the thing. You're going to wait a month before you do it, probably for swelling to go down. Same as we saw with neighbors. You can't do it until the swelling goes down. So you're talking he's not going to have surgery probably till January, February, depending on how long it takes for it to go down. Because you're already halfway through December.
Yeah.
There's no way he's back in 7 months. I find I listen. I have no problem against him. I'm one of the few football fans that feel like he doesn't hate him. But without knowing the severity, obviously either that's part of it. But
yeah,
I just find it hard to believe there. I mean, Kermit the Frog hurt his frog leg. It's going to take some time to heal.
Cooked
like chicken. I mean,
yeah, it's I just think because who he is and the talent like he has, he's got a good offensive line. I don't think he's out half the year like most people are thinking. I think it's one of those things, like you said, the swell goes down. Every ACL is different 100%. On how you do it.
Not all ACL.
Every swelling. Yes. Also, the swell thing's different. Neighbors might have been trying to walk around a lot more as Mahomes.
No, I guess that, but I'm saying it's always weeks.
I'm just saying.
You still got weeks no matter what. That's like the best case scenario. So
yeah,
I don't know. But I saw an interesting post somebody put on today. Like, what if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Chiefs for his last year?
Oh my God! Stop.
I could see it. I could see it. You know what? Only thing I think Rodgers would avoid it because it would come with expectations.
At this point, yeah.
It would come with expectations. And that's the one thing. If you look at where he's gone to places that he doesn't have to have crazy expectations. That brings him expectations.
He's also, he's got a pretty good offensive line with the Steelers.
Got an up and coming offensive line. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, I don't know if he leaves the Steelers. I think that's where he goes to die.
I think he should die last year, but that's a whole separate topic.
Yeah, it's a different conversation. Let's go back to this game. All right, let's go back to this game because the Chiefs were up 13-3, and the Chargers still won. They came back early in the second half and just never looked back. Big Dick Dicker the kicker. Yeah, he let him with the field goal. To win the field goal.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Herbert, who played some hero ball, really went out there and they let him go a little loose, even though the stats don't really show it because he had 210 yards passing with 1 touchdown. But they let him play kind of Josh Allen-esque, if you will. Like they let him just kind of do what he had to do to win the game.
What you got to do. That's all that matters. In the end, wins and losses. At least that's what I hear from teams.
Apparently. But Yeah, and the biggest blunder in the game too is the Chiefs had a red zone interception. So
Yeah, that'll definitely cause some changes. That's for damn sure. But yeah, like I said, I think it's a very sad day for Chiefs fans. That's for sure because the season's over. And listen, the season was over with whether Mahomes hurt himself or not. But next season potentially even over before it begins.
yeah,
Oh well, you've had enough winning. You've had enough winning. God damn it!
Share the wins.
Our turn to
Share
win.
the wins.
Our turn to win. God damn it!
When's it gonna be my turn?
Next up, we got the Bills at the Patriots. So what was literally like the best game of the whole entire week, basically. There, I mean, especially if you're a Bills fan, obviously, because they won 35-31, and whew, I mean, New
Circle the wagon.
literally had Buffalo buried early. The whole entire team, the whole entire game, they felt like they had the upper hand here. Josh Allen then turned a 21-0 hole into an absolute statement of a comeback, guys. Absolute statement there. And ends up keeping the division race alive in the process there. Like I said, 21-0 they started at. So literally that means you outscore them the rest of that game 35-10.
So crazy.
I can only imagine what it's like to blow that kind of lead as a Patriots fan. I know how to blow it as a Giants fan, of course. You know, like we just typical Sunday, but for a Patriots fan, they're used to winning now.
I mean, congratulations to that.
Josh Allen had
this year in fourth quarter. We've lost.
Josh Allen had 3 passing touchdowns. James Cook had 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. So those are obviously your 2 stars of the day there. But yeah, that's just absolutely crazy there to see that kind of lead given up. And listen, if any team's going to come back like that, it's the Bills. They have an amazing offense when all cylinders are firing right. But that's a big loss there for the Patriots because you win that, you basically got the division. Now you just let it kind of stay a little bit open for the Bills.
Yeah. Sneaking right up.
All right. Next up.
All right. You got the Commanders coming into MetLife playing our team. Listen, Drew gave you guys a great breakdown of this. I was listening to it on the pod. So I won't say too much about this game. Yeah, we suck. We look like we're taking Commanders, though. Yeah, Commanders were up 22-7, and then only scored 7 in the second half. And, Giants tried to make it look like we're coming back. But, yeah.
We kept it just close enough for the NFL not to think we're tanking.
Exactly.
We're not tanking. Yeah, definitely not tanking.
Yeah. And as AC put out there with Jay, Adul Carter had his best game of the year.
He did.
And
give him credit. We've given a lot of slack. We got to give him credit.
Yeah. As he says, Sin came on to Antarctica.
What? Green Bay? Is that where we're sitting? Green Bay?
Must be. Or he could be a Yooper part of Michigan.
Ooper.
A Yooper, eh?
Oh, I know. A bunch of hosers, don't you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah. What is Jay's obsession with my hat and the snaps, by the way?
Yeah. It's a different hat, man.
It is what it is. My head's gotten bigger. It is what it is. Anyway, yeah, we got our butts booked. It is what it is. 29-21. So let's get to the next one there.
Yeah.
You know what? Eagles freaking blew out the Raiders. This is my biggest concern I have. And it's not that we're going to look bad against the Raiders. It's that we're going to look good against the Raiders. This is my biggest concern of the season left here. Eagles blew them out, though, 31-0. Philly's offense just flat out got it right. The defense slammed the door on them. Hurts was nearly perfect. And the Raiders never even got close to the end zone there. Hurts had 3 passing touchdowns. Just like I said, looked really good. 2 of them to Dallas Goedert. Like I said, this is the one that scares me now. I just worry about these Raiders. And listen, Pete Carroll's going to get fired at the end of the year, probably the way things are going at that point after 1 year. So let the guy have a last win before he goes. Let the Giants just lay down and take the loss. And let him have one last win. It's the fair thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just, it was just a bad game. There's no even to keep on going. They suck.
Yeah.
Next game.
Let's go to the next blowout. You had the Jaguars playing the Jets, and my God, was this game just not even fair?
Yeah.
There was, as a Jets fan, you guys have just as much faith in your team as probably the Giants fans, and you just knew into this game that you had a pretty solid Jaguars defense and offense coming in, and you allowed Trevor Lawrence to have 5 pass touchdowns. He also had a run one as well, and just dominated their defense. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And it was, it was not even fair. It was kind of sad to watch.
I watched it. Listen, I'm watching the score going up while we're doing our live play-by-play for the game we're doing, and I'm like, what the hell? Like,
I say score. I mean, Trevor Lawrence wasn't really.
The Jaguars put up a touchdown.
Yeah, and listen, Trevor Lawrence wasn't the only one that was sitting there scoring for them. They had ETN, who also had 3 touchdowns on the day. It was 3 passing, I believe, for the day. But
3 passing touchdowns?
Was it Trevor Lawrence? Was it ETN? I'm sorry,
5.
Receiving.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence had 5. Travis Etienne had 3 receiving touchdowns.
Yes, receiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Lawrence, 330 for the day, 5 pass touchdowns. ETN, 3 receiving touchdowns. He had Brian Thomas Jr. with a receiving touchdown. The ball just went all over the place, and Jets had no answer.
All the balls.
Balls everywhere. Jets just didn't have an answer.
Oh,
how to stop. Skeet everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get to the next game. Another blowout.
You're trying to take my game. You're trying to change up the thing. No, I get the next game. You get the one after this. Texans blowing out the Cardinals 40-20. I thought this would be a much closer game. The Cardinals are like one of those sneaky teams like us that just like they suck, but they still keep it somewhat close usually. This was definitely not the case here. Texans literally scored at a 57-yard touchdown to Nico Collins at the second play of the game. Then it went 17-0 before Arizona even figured out they were on a football field, basically. It's insanity. CJ Stroud, 260 yards, but 3 touchdowns. Jordan had 101 rushing yards in his NFL debut. They had 4 field goals even. I mean, like everything they basically did worked. So, it's just, no. It's not good for the Cardinals, guys. This is why we need to make sure we don't win a game. There's plenty of teams right behind us, guys, for that number 1 overall pick. Can't have it. Next up,
the game that Drew's been waiting for me to talk about.
I really didn't even do it on purpose. I swear. I really did.
You definitely did.
I did. I really did. I'll tell you.
You had the Broncos hosting the Packers in the Mile High Club. Not a good game for the Packers. They were up this game early, up 2 scores, and wound up losing 34-26. With this, Denver clinches the playoffs. We knew they were going to make it, but this is set in stone. Bo Nix throws for 4 touchdowns, and late in the game, like he's been doing quite a bit. Giants fans, we know what Bo Nix can do in the fourth quarter. But let's talk about the key moment. The key takeaway of this game was Pat Certain, who wound up getting an interception late in the game, and then Bo Nix just kept doing what he had to do. Green Bay, injuries is taking them. It's taking a toll on them. You had Christian Watson going for that touchdown when he got intercepted. Left the game, didn't come back, beat up. You had Michael Parsons, who tore his ACL during the game, who is now out for the year, another ACL injury.
Yeah, and figure part of next year too, potentially.
Yeah.
Please.
And then Evan Williams, their safety, also left the game with a knee injury. No updates over there. Both of these teams have pretty good defenses, but it's the Broncos defense that stepped up. And when the Packers actually had some juice left over late in the game. What did they do? They threw an interception, which sealed the deal of the game. 34-26.
So let me ask you this, Rob. Without Micah Parsons, without Christian Watson, because I think I heard today he got a broken collarbone. They're going to be both out the rest of the year. Would you say the Packers now suck?
I see what you're doing there.
Objectively, I'm just curious.
Son of a gun. See, if you would have said, are they making the playoffs? If you would have said something else, I can't say they suck. They still got love. They still got other talents on the team. Losing Kraft, I think they're tied in halfway through the year, is kind of hindered the division win. Because the Bears are not looking back now, and you're down 2 games or 3 games left in the season. It's going to be hard for them to try to win that division. And as it sits now, they have 9 wins, and they're in a hunt for a wild-card spot.
So would you call this a disappointment this season if you were a Packer fan?
How are you going to call it disappointment? Ski injuries, man.
I just had to do it. Kelsey's saying Watson will be playing on Saturday. I thought I already had a broken collarbone. I've been at work all day, though. I did my stuff early this morning to take a look, but okay. So they're saying doesn't have a long-term injury. Good.
Oh, there you go.
It's good for him. Listen, I never hope for injuries on people. So it's broke.
Well, their rookie wide receiver, was it Golden? He's been playing.
Yeah, we hated coming out of college.
Well. Yeah, he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah,
especially this past game.
Didn't play well in college, and yet they still made him a top pick. And I never understood the infatuation people have with that kid. Yeah, he's got 341 yards this year.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying, recently he's been.
I'm just trying to get you in trouble. Goddamn! Will you say something to get you in trouble? Next game. Not falling for the bait here. We got the Rams at the Lions, which was it's probably the marquee matchup here, basically, because of the whole obviously Matt Stafford going back to Detroit and all the trade and all that kind of fun stuff. It's always just a big one. Plus, they're really good teams. So I mean, it's a heavyweight shootout, point blank, and Stafford and the Rams punched back hard in the second half to clinch a playoff berth in front of their home crowd. So. Listen, the Rams literally overcame a double-digit deficit. That's clutch. They won 41-34. Matt Stafford at 368 yards. Puka Nacua 9 catches for 181 yards. The Williams had 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, just an all-around great performance by the offense. And I got to say this. We've mentioned before, we don't say shit in the bed on the show. Usually we say Amber hurting. Is it safe to say that Chris Shula is kind of Amber hurting over here? I mean, the 2 of the 3 last games gave up 34 points to the Lions. And again, granted, good team, but 34 points in a very key matchup you gave up to the Lions. 2 weeks ago, you gave up 31 points to the Panthers.
Yeah.
And granted, you could sandwich that stuff. The Bucs, he almost shut out. He gave them only 7 points. Rams gave up only 17 points to the Cardinals. But here's your 2 better marquee matchups, and you Amber hurted.
You might be able to. I think you have a little bit of a point there.
And I just, it doesn't make me very intrigued in having him as a potential head coaching candidate. I think what just happened is people got really excited because he gave up 19 points to the Seahawks and 7 points to the Bucs, and right as coaching changes were making, it got them all hyped up to be a head coaching candidate like that. That scares me a little when you're literally trying to get to the playoffs. And granted, you have a young, overachieving defense. I should say that. That's why I'm saying I'm not all being negative on Shula, but you have 2 out of the last 3 games against potential rivals for NFC playoff seeding. And the Amber hurted.
You don't ever hurt it.
Just saying. What happened? So, got to call it like it is. So, all right. Let's talk about those Panthers. Next up.
Actually, talking about the Panthers, talking about them Saints, because they wound up winning in the fourth quarter, 20-17.
Now, would you say the Saints are a worse team or a better team than the Packers?
Oh, get out of here with that. We all know the truth. They're a worse team than the Panthers, but they now beat some good teams in their division with Shuck. So it looks like Shuck's stepping up again. Oh, Shucks.
Oh, Shucks.
Yeah, Shucks. But you got to think about the Saints' future. You're going to get some good draft picks in this round. And you just beat the Panthers, who look like one of the best teams in that division. You also beat the Buccaneers, recently one of the better teams in that division for a long time. Granted, they took advantage of some key injuries. But as a Saints fan, you got to have a little juice for next year coming up. Hopefully the Giants have the same juice. But yeah, the Saints defense pretty much won this game with a late stop. That pass protection for the Panthers in the fourth quarter has been absolutely terrible. And yeah, top players. So Tyler Shuck, who threw for 272 yards. Chris Olave, 6 receptions with 85 yards. Chase Young, Giants fans remember that guy.
Yeah,
remember how great he was supposed to be.
The next great pass rusher, you can't miss prospect.
Yeah, well, he made the Saints win. Wow.
Womp.
Yeah, womp. It's it was a game.
Yeah, a little shocker. I mean, listen, the Panthers have been one of the stories this year, and I feel like new teams, like teams that are new to winning, need to learn how to win. And it's a very cliche thing to say, but it's the truth. This is a lesson that they haven't learned to fully win yet. So, but kudos to Dave Canales. He's got that team going pretty good for the season. So, next up, we got the battle that nobody wanted to watch. The San Francisco 49ers going in and walloping on the Titans 37-24. Honestly, it was closer than I expected. So I give the Titans somewhat of a moral victory here. Because San Francisco just kept on rolling. Purdy was sharp. 49ers kept on piling on yardage, but the Titans had a little bit of better second half there. Got some points up on the board there. They didn't quite get there, obviously. And let's be honest, the Niners took their foot off the gas, but still they put up some points that the Titans haven't done. That's like their season high in points, probably 24.
Sad. He gets a better defense too. So.
Yeah. So Brock Purdy, 295 yards, 3 touchdowns. Juwan Jennings, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, 88 yards and a touchdown. Rushing touchdown for Christian McCaffrey. Like I said, just all around great performance there by the 49ers offense there. So, but yeah, I said that game was over by the time the kickoff hit. That's just one of those games. You all knew that there was no chance in hell. I'm still shocked the Titans don't have the number 1 overall pick right now. Like, that's how bad we are.
It's saying a lot. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
You had to remind me of that.
It does. Next up,
talk about the battle of kicking ass or kicking field goals, because Seahawks win with 6 field goals, no touchdowns. Beat the Colts, who had 16, which squashes the Philip Rivers, the granddad himself of QB play.
Granddaddy of the ball.
Coming back to the play. He threw for a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game. But he also only threw for like 120 yards in this game. So not an impressive return. But I guess
I got to say, though, considering the point spread in that game, it's just something to look at, because you do have a 2-point loss, and that's it, against the Seahawks, one of the better teams in the NFL.
And defenses.
Yeah. So,
they shut out the Saints.
I'm going to show you my Philip Rivers impersonation, okay? Here we go. Philip Rivers 5 years ago. Philip Rivers now. Like, what the hell? That man had way too much at Thanksgiving. Did you see the Madden they made of him? They added him to Madden.
No.
He looks like Jerry Lorenz.
Oh, jeez.
Like they add and they're not necessarily wrong. Like I'd love to see the weight difference. I didn't even see what he tipped the scale at. Like it's
I know. I didn't even see it.
bad. Oh my god. But listen, there's a quarterback that's 1 year older than me that almost made his team win at a game they're supposed to have no chance in. I feel young and spry.
It's amazing because you're talking about that because with that touchdown pass, Philip Rivers pretty much didn't put him in the lead for the game, but left it close. And he got in a position for a late field goal for 60 yards, which is nuts. That was the guy I think who was on dropped by the Saints earlier this year. This is like the third kicker for the Colts. Had a 60-yard field goal. So you think Saints, the Colts are going to be winning? 15-16. Well, guess what? Seattle responds. You got Myers to hit a 56-yard game winner. My God. If you had Meyer, he probably got more points than a lot of quarterbacks this week. The top players. You know what?
Crazy. I just looked this up. Sorry. I had to look this up. Most passing touchdowns over 40 years old. Philip Rivers, with his one touchdown, is now sitting at number 11. All time.
Who's number one? Brady?
Brady, of course.
Ah.
Then Rodgers, Breeze, Warren Moon, George Blanda, Vinny Testaverde, the guys you expect.
I was about to say the big drop off though, right after.
No, they got Doug Flutie. Enjoy your Flutie flakes. Brett Favre, Earl Morrell, who, played I feel like for like half a century. Even look at his thing, he played for like half the teams too. Steve DeBerg. Remember, he came back in the late 90s to be the backup quarterback for the Falcons. So he played like 46, but yeah. I'm just saying, like 2 more touchdowns, he's in the top 10.
That's crazy.
After one game, he's already number 11. Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, Myers 6 field goals, game winner with 56 yards. Sam Darnold, who had 271 passing yards on the day. He had Smith and Jigma with 113 receiving yards. Great day, no touchdowns. So, yeah. It's safe to say that the Colts started off very hot.
Like Hans.
Danny Dimes got him pretty far. Philip Rivers did not take him to the dance.
Nope. No dancing.
Dancing.
Oh, my. Yeah. So, last one we got here. The Vikings at the Cowboys. Another shocker game. Minnesota went into prime time and flat out took it. Big strikes, timely scores, and Dallas moved the ball, but couldn't quite turn the yards into the kind of points you need to win in this kind of matchup here. So again, Vikings 34, Cowboys 26. And some of the best players on offense were still for Cowboys. I mean, Dak Prescott did 294 yards. CeeDee Lamb 111 yards receiving. But J.J. McCarthy 250 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Jordan Adams had a 58-yard catch as well for one. I mean, it's like we say all the time, and it's funny because I can't believe it was a big thing. Going back to a bad time for Giants fans. Besides now, obviously, back when Jason Garrett, remember there was the OC. There was a big discussion about you need to score touchdowns, and like they gave the wrong answer. Just need to put points up on the board. No, you need to put a goddamn touchdown. This is proof positive right here because Dallas didn't get into the end zone as often as they should have. And that's what flat out cost them the game. And I look forward to celebrating the Vikings 2-game winning streak next Sunday. It is what it is. Get that number 1 pick. Now, we got the last game going on right now for you guys. The Steelers are right now beating up on the Dolphins 21-3. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Before we get into that, because we're not gonna do much with that game right now as far as scoring. Rob has won this week already. That's set in stone. Points
Just by how much?
31-28. So he's up by 3. Now we'll find out what happens here because you and I have some different points, different scores here. Because you picked the Dolphins to beat the spread, I didn't. You picked the under, I picked the over. So as of right now, it looks like it's going to be a wash this game, and you'll end up winning by 3. If that happens, then I still have a 5-point lead going into next week, where I'm up 407-402.
That's what it sits right now.
Right now.
Yep.
And apparently I've had a rough day. It's called I'm old, Jay. Leave me alone. You're older. But yeah. Listen, guys, that's going to call it a night for us because apparently I've had a rough weekend and my hat's on too tight and I need to go get a senior coffee at McDonald's or something. I don't know. So
your eyes bulging from the hat being too tight.
That's what I'm hearing. So listen, we're going to be back for you guys again, of course, on Wednesday, doing our preview of the Vikings game coming up here, our latest loss, I'm sure. And of course, we'll give you guys all the latest, greatest Giants news as the result as well. Thursday, of course, we'll be back for our preview week as well, give you guys all the thoughts on the NFL season, NFL week coming up. And of course, the injury report. And of course, we'll be back again on Sunday for our game day coverage, which I forgot to tell Rob beforehand to make sure he saw me say it. You guys are getting a solo dose of Rob on Sunday for game day coverage because it's my wife's birthday and I want to not be in trouble.
Yeah, she's sitting there trying to get me in trouble this whole time.
I would never do such a thing. You answer all the questions amazingly, okay?
Very politician-esque of me.
Just saying, you did very well. So I think if anything, Kelsey should perhaps get you a present for how well you treated the Packers in this conversation. Yes. That's the appropriate gift, I believe. I believe a candle. A candle. Don't give me that look. You love candles. Anyway, guys, we'll be back again for you guys Wednesday. Appreciate you guys for watching, supporting the show. As always, we are live on YouTube. Of course, the preferred platform. And of course, with that, Facebook, Twitter /X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, my LinkedIn profile. And of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones. Listen, guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button. Tell a friend about the show. We suck at marketing. Point blank, and need your guys' help. And I know we've been asking for help every episode, every single year, but we're going to continue doing it because we suck at marketing. It is what it is. Deal.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys for watching, supporting, listening as always. And as always, Giant fans,
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.